What is going on, YouTube? Joe here with Culination Media, bringing you yet another Pokemon X and Y Wi-Fi battle today against Rayloy. He is a subscriber/follower on Twitter. You've probably seen him on the channel before because I battled him a while back. So we had another battle and it was pretty interesting, so I decided we're going to put this one up. Now, before we get into the teams, because we have some wacky things going on here, just want to remind you guys that as long as this video reaches that magical number of 60 likes, going to continue to bring you those lovely double daily Wi-Fi battle uploads and all that stuff. Now today, it's actually just going to be 2 Wi-Fi battles as opposed to the 1 battle spot and 1 Wi-Fi battle that I like, or 6v6 rather, that I like to put up. And that's just because when I sat down to record battle spot today, because I normally record like 2-3 days in advance, but I sat down to record for today and tomorrow, and BattleSpot is under maintenance, and I missed it by about an hour or so, so that's just going to be what it is, I guess. So today we're doing 2 Wi-Fi battles. Tomorrow I will try to put up 2 battle spots, and we'll just go from there. We'll make it work. We can do this. And now today, my opponent is bringing some interesting Pokemon. He's got the Furfrou, which is probably some kind of like physical wall because it's got the fur coat and, you know, just crazy defense. It can have the cotton guard, I think. So it can be a crazy defensive wall. I also have the Liepard, Toxicroak, Gardevoir, Ludicolo, and Jellicent, which is undoubtedly going to be his special wall. So some interesting things going on here. On my side, I've got the Claydol. It's just the utility rapid spinning stealth rocking set that you guys have seen a lot over the last couple of weeks. I love using it. It's so good. I don't understand why I don't see more people using Claydol, but I think that about a lot of Pokemon, to be honest. I really do. Bringing the Dusclops. Hasn't got as much usage during this generation because knockoff is just everywhere, so it makes the Eviolite a little bit harder to run. I didn't really run it at all last generation, so I decided, you know what, I'm going to give it a try. And from the looks of things, it doesn't really have much that can get knockoff or that likes to run knockoff. So I should be okay in this battle. I've got the Umbreon, you guys have seen that before. It's a bulky wish-passing set with Heal Bell as well, and the Foul Play. Got Cassador the Salamence. It's a Moxie Mence, has the Dragon Dance, all that good stuff. Venomoth, just your standard Quiver Dance set. It's also packing the Giga Drain though, which is like semi-standard. A lot of them like to run just the Bug Buzz or Baton Pass. I'm not running that because I don't feel like it, that's why. And the Breloom, which is a Swords Dance set. Kind of strange. It's got the Spore and the Swords Dance, and then it's got Mach Punch and Bullet Seed as attacking moves. So let's get into the battle here. That's enough of me blabbering on about random stuff. My intros are always so long. So long. Anyway, we're going to start off with Claydol versus Jellicent here, and that's a little bit of a bad matchup for me. I figured he'd try to go for the Will-O-Wisp here. I do have the Heal Bell on Umbreon, though, so I'm not too worried if he wants to go for that. That is indeed what he does, and I'm going to take this opportunity to set up my rocks, because if he wants to play the switching game, he's at least going to pay for it a little bit, with some baby damage here and there. So like I said, he can go for either of his stabs here. That would be super effective. That is bad news for me, so I'm going to switch out into Dusclops, predicting the Scald, and not the Shadow Ball. They like to run Scald just because of the burn chance over the Shadow Ball. Although this generation, as he gets a crit there, you see how much damage that does, nothing. Although this generation, the Shadow Ball might be a little bit more common just because Ghost is such a great offensive typing due to that Steel nerf. Now, anyway, the bloodthirsty Furfrou is going to come in with that interesting hair design. I'm going to Will-O-Wisp it, so that is good news because most of these like to run the, you know, just physical moves in general. And I don't remember if he told me this was banded or not. I think he may have, but I just think that's freaking awesome. So I'm going to switch out here. I don't know what this thing wants to do to me, but he's just going to go for the Wild Charge. I think this is the battle where he said the Furfrou was banded. So that's an awesome set, by the way. Banded Furfrou, why not? That's like something I would do. But he's going to go for the Wild Charge. He's burned, so it does absolutely nothing to Umbreon. And I get a lot of that back in the lefty's recovery as he gets hurt by the burn as well. So he's hurting a little bit, and he pretty much needs to switch out here. So he does. He goes for the Jellicent because I really can't do anything to it whatsoever. I'm going to go for the Heal Bell immediately to get rid of the burn. The one thing that he does have to use against me is that Heal Bell only has 8 PP, even with all the PP ups I used on it, so that is the thing. He can just stall me out because Will-O-Wisp has way more PP. If he wants to play that game, he could. Now, I'm going to go for the Wish because I don't really know what this thing wants to do to me. If he wants to try to go for the Will-O-Wisp, he's going to burn himself as well due to the Synchronize, but he's not going to do that. He's just going to go ahead and set up that Trick Room. So that is interesting. And looking at the rest of his team, he didn't have a lot of Pokemon that can abuse it. So I'm not sure where he was going with that. But that being said, I don't want to underestimate this because Trick Room is nothing to mess around with. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to switch into my Dusclops, knowing that he can do whatever damage he wants. I just need to hope that he doesn't get a burn with Scald, because that's what he goes for here. Obviously, he's not going to go for Shadow Ball even if he has it. And he does get the burn, which is unfortunate, but, you know, I can't expect that I'm just going to continually be hit by Scald and not be burned sooner or later. So he does get it there, but I do get the Wish from Umbreon, so I'm back up to full health, which is great. I mean, I guess I could just go for Pain Splits on this thing, just because Jellicent has a naturally very high HP stat, but I didn't want to do that. What I wanted to do here was get the Will-O-Wisp off for some residual damage. I know this thing also likes to carry Recover, so that can be a bit of a problem. This Jellicent basically is just walling my entire team right now. And I don't want to just spread burns everywhere, because if he has Trick Room up, and I don't know, I don't want to underestimate this at all. So I'm going to go for the Pain Split here to get my health back up, and that does a considerable amount of damage to this Jellicent, because at max HP, I know it has over 200 at level 50, so that's just kind of crazy. He's going to get yet another crit on the Scald, so that's 2 crits already, and thankfully they don't mean too much. I'd rather him get crits here than get crits, you know, towards the end of the match when things are starting to get dicey. That seems to be when I get a lot of my crits, honestly. The RNG has been in my favor quite a bit lately. Not on Battle Spot, but just in general. So he's going to go for the Recover here. So we've seen 3 of his moves. We've seen the Will-O-Wisp, the Scald, and the Recover, and we still don't know what his other move is. Actually, no, it's Trick Room. So his only attack is... Yeah, now that I'm thinking about it, he's got Will-O-Wisp, Scald, Recover, Trick Room. Yeah, okay. So we know all of his moves at this point. And he's going to hit me up with another Scald. That's good to know that he does not have the Shadow Ball. I mean, I guess he would have gone for it by now on this Dusclops if he had it. But he does not. So we're going to go for another Pain Split. And this has turned into a little bit of a stall fest. We're both burned. He's got the Recover. I've got the Pain Split. This could go on all day. I really, at some point, just need to get myself into a position where I can get him into a pattern and then get a safe switch into something. But with the Skulls going around everywhere, it doesn't seem like I'm going to be able to do that. What I wanted to do is get him in a place where he wants to recover and then switch in. And that is exactly what he does here. He's going to go for that Recover as I bring in Cassador, my beautiful Salamence, and he's back up to full health. He's going to take some burn damage as well. So what I need to do here basically is just get up a Dragon Dance. And even at +1 attack, I don't know that I can take this thing out with a Dragon Claw. Honestly, I don't even know if I could take it out with an Outrage. I know Salamence is powerful, but still, Jellicent has so much HP. It's so thick, it's just not even fair. So he's going to go for the Will-O-Wisp there. That's fine. I figured he would do that, and, you know, I have the Lumberry, so I was not worried about it whatsoever. But now I need to take advantage of this Salamence as much as possible, because my Lumberry is gone. So that free turn of setup, I used it up. It's all gone. It went out the window. So there's the Dragon Claw, and I was really hoping at the time that it was going to kill this thing, and it really doesn't even come close. He's going to hit me up with another Will-O-Wisp there because he's just adamant on having this thing burned. That's just what he wants right now. And he gets it, and that is a bit unfortunate because now I'm at a -1 attack because it halves your attack. So that is that. With the burn damage, though, I'm going to be able to take him out with another Dragon Claw, even though, you know, even though I myself am burned and I'm at -1 attack. Jellicent is not surviving that. We're going to get the Moxie, so we get up to +2. Well, it would be +2 if it was not for the burn, so it's basically just like neutral. And he's going to send out his Iris, which is his Gardevoir. There's no reason for me to switch out at this point. The Salamence is pretty much useless. It's burned, and it doesn't have a Lumberry. It doesn't have any item, and it's at +2, +1 speed, so at the very least, I'm going to be able to get an attack off on this thing, and I do carry the Earthquake, so that is what I'm going to go for. Gardevoir doesn't have the best defense, and I don't know that it gains anything in terms of the physical defense department when it Mega Evolves. So he's going to go for the Hyper Beam here with Pixelate. That's going to do a lot of damage. And I did get a crit on that Earthquake. Doesn't really matter because it doesn't take him out. And he went for the Hyper Beam, so I would have had a free turn the following turn, this turn, anyway. So it does not really matter. He was going to go down either way. The only way that would have mattered would be if I killed him with it and then he didn't get the Hyper Beam off. Or if I was not able to kill him off afterwards, but I am. So I'm going to go into my Venomoth here and get the Quiver Dance up, go for the Bug Buzz, get rid of that Gardevoir because I'm just tired of it already. It can just wreck my team if I let it get going, so thankfully it's out of the way. Now I can go for the Bug Buzz on the Furfrou as he comes in, and Furfrou doesn't really have the best special defense, doesn't have any way of really raising it, I don't believe. And, well, anyway, it's Bandit, so I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know what I'm saying. In comes the She's a Lady Toxicroak. And this could be a little bit of a problem. I know I have the Tinted Lens, but the Poison and Fighting typing quad resist bug, I believe. So, as you can see, that's a crit. So, yeah, I want to say that's a quad resist. He's going to go for the Bulk Up here. So, that is a bit unfortunate. He might be Bulk Up sub, but going for a sub when I have Bug Buzz would be kind of stupid. So, he's not doing that. He does have the Black Sludge, and I don't know that I can kill him with another hit. He decides to go for the Sucker Punch. That was very obvious at that point. So, what I decided to do is just go straight for the Sleep Powder, and then I can try to kill him with another Bug Buzz, or I can set up another Quiver Dance. And as you can see, he's going to go first there, so he's just going to spam that Sucker Punch button as I go for another Quiver Dance, so it would have failed even if he woke up. And he is at +1 attack, so Sucker Punch would do some decent damage. Really would. He's going to get more HP back due to the Black Sludge, so he's back over the 50% mark. He's going to wake up this turn, and he is going to get a Sucker Punch off, and I did attack this time, so that does quite a bit of damage. Does about like 75%. And Bug Buzz still does not kill, which is a little bit unfortunate. But I know another Sucker Punch is going to be coming. He really doesn't have any choice but to go for the Sucker Punch, because if he doesn't, you know, he's just kind of screwed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put him back to sleep, because why not? Why not? He really cannot afford to try to go just for a regular attack at this point. He has to spam the Sucker Punch, and I can avoid it. But that being said, the other side of that is that now, since he went first and I put him to sleep second, he doesn't get anything on the sleep timer, which means that he cannot wake up the next turn, regardless of whether he goes first or not. So I'm going to hit him up with a Giga Drain, get some HP back, and this Toxicroak's finally going to be out of the way. And this was really the only thing that was stopping Venomoth from completely sweeping his team. And at this point, he really doesn't have anything left. So I think he has maybe 2 Pokemon left? Or maybe this is the last one. I don't even know. I'm not even keeping track. In comes the Ludicolo. He's going to get hurt by the rocks. And I'm going to hit him up with the Bug Buzz. I do think he actually has one more Pokemon after this. But it's going to be super effective. I know that Ludicolo does have pretty decent special defense, even if it's uninvested. And I'm not sure what kind of set that was. But he's just going to go down to that. That's all I can say. In comes the Leopard. I forgot about the Leopard. Leopard. I don't know, I say it differently every single time that I say it. So he's just going to go down to that Bug Buzz. I believe he told me that it was Focus Sash. So the rocks broke that, so it's a good thing I got them up early on in the match. That really did help me out. And that is going to be it for this match. So, yeah, Dusclops put in some good work. Claydol put in some good work. Venomoth, I guess, really just brought it home. So, Venomoth is incredibly, incredibly dangerous. Both in, well, I guess it's not in UU. Last generation, it was BL, so I don't know what it is this generation, to be honest. I am not even positive. But I do bring it to OU battles. I bring it on Battle Spot. I think it works really well. And a lot of people are just unprepared for it, which I don't know why. It's pretty obvious what it's going to do. But it's powerful. With that tinted lens, it's really hard to get past. Even resisted hits do a lot of damage after a boost or two. So thank you very much for the match, Rayloy. I'm sure we'll have another one at some point. But yeah, definitely a cool team. And thank you very much for watching, everybody else. All of you lovely viewers out there. And do not forget, I can speak. Do not forget to leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it, because it does help out a lot. And I will see you guys for the next battle. But until then, game on.